In the kingdom of Enchantia, only one princess can talk to animals.
I'm Sophia.
You don't want to ride me. If only you spoke horse, I could tell you.
I can speak horse.
Hey!
Meet the animals of Enchantia. They're helping Sophia settle into the castle.
Thanks, guys.
Yo, hold up, princess. We're going with you.
First, he's the cutest bunny in the kingdom, Clover.
If you really want to do it, then I say go for it.
You're right, Clover.
Then, there's Minimus the flying horse.
I think you're perfect, just the way you are.
Oh, okay, whoa, here we go.
Whatnot, the world's wittiest squirrel. And the smartest birds in the forest, Robin and Mia.
The early bird gets the worm. Oh, what does Sophia need a worm for?
Plus, we can't forget the... A troll! Dancing trolls. Well, they're kind of like animals.
Makes me dizzy just thinking about it.
Get to know the new girl in Crown in Sofia the First, right here on Disney Junior.
Thomas and Friends, making tracks to great destinations.
Dear Christopher, here is your friend Thomas the Tank Engine. He wanted to come out of his station yard and see the world. These stories tell you how he did it. I hope you will like them because you helped me to make them. Your loving Daddy.
The island of Sodor is surrounded by beautiful blue sea. It has fields of green and sandy yellow beaches. There are rivers, streams, and lots of trees where the birds sing. There are windmills and a coal mine and docks where visitors to the island arrive. The island also has lots and lots of railway lines. Who's that puffing down the track? It's Thomas. Hello, Thomas. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the island of Sodor.
One winter's morning, Toby was trundling down the line with some stone. Mavis's engine had been acting up in the cold, so he had stayed the night at the quarry to help. Now, he was heading home. Mrs. Kindly was waiting to wave good morning to the first train.
Hello, Mrs. Kindly. Make sure you stay wrapped up.
With a ring of his bell, Toby steamed past and into the tunnel. Mrs. Kindly turned to go back inside when she heard a loud ouch! Toby's driver and fireman trudged out of the tunnel, looking dazed.
Are you boys all right?
She asked worriedly.
We're fine, sighed the driver, but Toby's run into an icicle in the tunnel.
Bless your souls. Come in. You can use my telephone to call for help.
The news soon reached the Fat Controller, who ordered that all trains must stop outside the tunnel to let crews check for any danger.
What a swizz, grunted Thomas the Tank Engine.
I shouldn't be made to sit in the freezing cold just because Toby couldn't see a great big piece of ice.
It'll make me late.
Annie and Clarabelle tittered anxiously to one another. They hated the thought of being late. They soon arrived at the tunnel. Thomas was brought to a stop while his crew hopped down to inspect. "Please don't be long," pleaded Thomas.
"We'll be as quick as we can,"
his fireman promised. But it was a long tunnel, and his driver and fireman had to be thorough. At last, they came back. Thomas hoped he could make up time. He did make up some, but not enough. Thomas couldn't help it. They were late day after day after day. Something needs to be done, Thomas huffed to the coaches.
Oh dear.
Annie fussed.
You and your schemes.
Well, we can't keep arriving late every afternoon. I'm gonna figure something out. You see if I don't.
Just be sensible, Thomas dear.
Thomas went off to do some shunting. He found Percy, struggling with a van. Need some help, Percy? Oh, yes, please, Thomas. I'm meant to be bringing this rock salt to dock. But I think... the wheels are...
frozen?
Thomas was puzzled too. Then, he noticed he was wheezing steam where the van had been. An idea struck him like an icicle in the funnel. The next day, Thomas explained his idea to his crew. So, we won't need to stop if we just melt all the ice with a good head of steam. It's worth a try, his driver said. Just be careful. They soon set off. Thomas slowed down as the tunnel came into sight. He took a deep breath and whoosh! Thomas's plan worked a treat. The ice quickly melted and started to drip from the tunnel roof. Unfortunately, it also meant that ice-cold water showered Annie and Clarabelle like rain.
Whoosh!
They wailed.
Stop, Thomas! Stop!
Thomas didn't notice. He was too busy thinking how brilliant his idea had been. Thomas arrived at the big station right on time, feeling very pleased with himself. As the passengers filed out, there was a thud from one of Clarabelle's compartments. Everyone was confused. Then they saw.
Let us out!
Some passengers cried. The water had turned to solid ice and frozen their doors shut. Cinders and ashes, Thomas choked. The passengers kept banging on Clarabelle's door and shouting, while the porter and station master tried to help. Thomas heard a door open and slam shut. Oh, thank goodness you got them out! But it wasn't Clarabelle's door, it was the Fat Controller's. He came storming out of his office with his teapot. He marched over and poured hot water all over Clarabelle's door. That did the trick. Please accept my deepest apologies. This will not happen again. What I want to know, snapped a passenger, is if that little special effects display will happen again. You'd think the coaches were on fire with all that smoke in the tunnel. The Fat Controller slowly turned around. Thomas, would you care to explain what this man means by that? I didn't want to stop to check the tunnel. It was making me late. So I tried melting the ice away while I went through. It worked pretty well, actually. But then I suppose that's not why you're cross? Your idea to solve the problem was disobeying my orders and creating another. Thomas. Sometimes what works out well for you doesn't work the same for others, as we can see here. Take these two to thaw out in the carriage shed, he finished. And if they're not ready for the next train, you can do some shunting instead. At least there's no tunnels in the yard. Thomas humbly obliged. The icy stares of Annie and Clarabelle were enough to make sure he followed that order. Next time he had a foolproof plan.
The island of Sodor is a wonderful place. It's home to lots and lots of engines. But where is Thomas puffing today? That's right, the narrow gauge railway. The narrow gauge engines live and work in the hills of Sodor. They are small engines. The narrow gauge engines work for Mr. Percival, the narrow gauge controller. He tells them if they are to shunt slate, or pull coal wagons, or deliver supplies. They look after each other, especially if one of them is in trouble. And one day, Sir Handel was in trouble. Sir Handel is one of the oldest narrow-gauge engines. Sir Handel had a special. He was to pull wagons of apples very carefully. But Sir Handel couldn't puff up the hill. His pistons popped, his traction rods rattled, and his boiler bubbled and bounced. Peter Sam came to Sir Handel's rescue. He pushed and he puffed Sir Handel up the hill. Then Sir Handel had another special. This time it was wagons of sheep. Again, Sir Handel couldn't get up the hill. This time, Duncan chuffed to his rescue. But there was no one to help the time Mr. and Mrs. Percival were on board. The hill was steep. Sir Handel shuddered and juddered and stopped. The picnic hamper burst open. Sir Handel felt terrible. Now he was sure he would be sent to the scrapyards. But Sir Handel was wrong. Thomas brought a special engineer. Sir Handel was fixed in no time. All the engines liked to help each other. One day, Mr. Percival had an important job for Duncan and Rusty. But Duncan found a hidden track. He was supposed to be pulling coal trucks with Rusty. But he wanted to see where the track went. Rusty was cross. He told Duncan they had to work. But Duncan is a narrow-gauge engine who likes adventures. Rusty chugged off. And Duncan chuffed off to have an adventure. He followed the old track into the side of a mountain. Duncan was excited. Then there was trouble. Duncan had biffed into a wooden beam. The roof fell in, and Duncan was trapped in the mine. But Duncan is also a smart engine. Slowly and carefully, he pushed behind some heavy wagons until, at last, he pushed the wagons out into the open air. And there was Rusty. Rusty had been worried about Duncan. And Duncan was very happy to see Rusty. Duncan still likes adventures, but he likes his narrow-gauge friends most of all. The engines of the narrow-gauge railway are very special. Thomas always enjoys his visits to see them. They may be smaller than he is, but they are just as useful. Emily likes working on the Sodor Railway, and she likes to do a good job. So do all the other engines. I wonder which of them she'll meet today. Here's Gordon, but he's going so fast, he's blown steam in Emily's face. Emily thinks Gordon is being rude, but she sees that he is pulling the express. Gordon is getting his passengers where they are going as fast as he can. Emily respects Gordon for doing a good job. Now here's Toby, but he's going very slowly. Emily thinks Toby is being a lazy old slow coach. But then she sees that Toby has slowed down because there are sheep on his line. Emily respects Toby for being careful. Now here's Salty. Look at all those freight cars full of horrid old fish. Emily thinks Salty is silly for liking such smelly work. But then she sees how quickly he moves the cars around. Emily respects Salty for being so good at moving troublesome trucks. Gordon, Toby, and Salty have all done their jobs very well. And Emily knows why she should respect them. Now it's time to do her job well, so that they will all respect her. Good luck, Emily. Gordon, James, and Thomas are all at the repair yard. Each engine has a different problem. Can you guess what will make them feel better? There's some coal, some water, and some oil. Gordon is making a funny noise. His wheels are squeaking. Do you think some coal will make him feel better? No. Coal won't stop Gordon's wheels squeaking. It will make them dirty. What about water? Will that stop Gordon's wheels squeaking? No. Water won't stop Gordon's wheels squeaking. It will make them rusty. What about some oil? Yes. Oil has made Gordon's wheels stop squeaking. He feels much better. Now look at James. His face is as red as his body. James is very hot. Do you think some coal might make him feel better? No. Coal won't make James feel better. It will make him feel even hotter. What about some water? Yes, water has stopped James overheating. He feels much better. Now look at Thomas. Thomas is puffing very slowly. His boiler isn't hot enough to make steam. Do you think some coal will help Thomas feel better? Yes. Coal has heated up Thomas's boiler. Now he can make steam. He feels much better. Now Gordon, James, and Thomas are all feeling much better. Well done, everyone. Thomas is waiting to cross a new bridge, but the bridge isn't finished. The workmen need to put in the last pieces to make it safe. Can you help them put in the missing pieces? Look at these different shapes. This piece is a circle shape. It's round like a wheel. This piece is a square shape. It has 4 straight sides, all the same size. And this piece is a triangle. It has 3 sides and 3 corners. Now, let's look at the bridge. Which piece do you think should go in this space? What about the circle shape? No. The circle is round like a wheel. It has no corners. What about the triangle? Yes. The triangle is the right shape for the space. It has 3 sides and 3 corners. Now the workmen need to find another missing piece. Which piece do you think should go in this space? What about the square shape? No, the square is the wrong shape. It has 4 straight sides. What about the circle shape? Yes, the circle is round like a wheel, and it is the right shaped piece to fit in that space. Now there is one last piece the workmen have to fit into the bridge. And there's only one left, the square shape. Do you think the square shape will fit in this space? Yes, the square with 4 straight sides all the same size is the right shape. All the missing pieces have been found. The bridge is finished now, Thomas. You can go safely on your way. Well done, Thomas.
Thomas the Tank Engine was distracted. It was to be his first Christmas running his branch line. The passengers were sure he'd be full of cheer, but his whistles were anything but merry. They all concurred something was off. Annie and Clarabelle were off, too, for reasons plain to anyone. "Not again, Thomas," moaned Annie. "Must we bring him everywhere we go?" complained Clarabelle. He was Old King Cole, an ancient wagon that had bounced from railway to railway. How he came to be on Thomas's line, no one knew, or cared to find out. King bumped and creaked along, his coal dust turning the sparkling snow a deep black. "Not unless one of you wants to carry coal," Thomas answered. "He's, essential." "You hear that? Essential I am," King chuckled. Annie and Clarabelle couldn't understand it, but Thomas's crew did. "When do you suppose you'll have time to make this delivery of yours?" the driver asked incredulously. "Well, I'll find time, surely. Perhaps I'll have to cover for another engine," Thomas beamed hopefully. "Oh, yes," the fireman smirked. "The Fat Controller will be pleased to hear your branch line has been deserted at Christmas." "Oh, dear. I hadn't thought of that." "Perhaps," his driver added reassuringly, "another engine can deliver it for you." The driver's suggestion was about to be put to the test as they found Henry waiting at the junction. "You're late," Henry fussed. "A little extra weight giving you trouble?" Actually," Thomas smirked, "this truck is most important. It needs to go to Edward Station. Surely you could take it on?" "Surely not. My trains are heavy enough this time of year without that filthy old thing bumping behind me." "Rubbish," huffed Thomas. "You're just lazy. I always said you needed exercise." This, evidently, was the wrong thing to say. "Well, if it's so important, take it yourself. And when you get there, perhaps Edward can remind you what good manners are. Goodbye." Henry snorted away, leaving Thomas back to square one. As Christmas drew nearer, Thomas's luck finding other engines didn't improve. Gordon laughed at the idea of pausing at junctions. Old King Cole refused to go with James. "I'd sooner fall to pieces," he grunted. And the engines from the other railway didn't know what an Edward was. "Bother those big engines," Thomas fussed. An order from the quarry kept him busy all afternoon. Annie and Clarabelle grumbled. Stone trucks were one thing, but with King bumping and dragging, they were late at the junction. "Hurry now, get those trucks shunted," urged the station master. "The goods train will be here soon." "Oh, leave me out of it. Me couplings feel funny, oh," the old truck groused. This gave Thomas a cheeky idea. Right, he thought. If they won't agree to take it, I'll just make them take it. Thomas gave the trucks a fearful bump. King's coupling broke with a snap, and he creakily rolled onto the main line, blocking the near platform. I'd like to hear Henry and James say no now, Thomas laughed. But the petrified whistle that followed wasn't Henry, and it wasn't James. With brakes screeching, the good train stopped just in time. The engine that stood before King was... "Edward!" cried Thomas. "What are you doing here?" "I've brought Henry's goods," Edward panted, "as he's vowed never to stop at your junction again. You've been the talk of the sheds, Thomas. Now I see why. What's this?" he asked. It's your present," Thomas chuckled nervously. Surprise?" "Oh," Edward realized. "I see." "Well, we don't, and we'd like to," chorused Annie and Clarabelle. "Well, when we were building the railway," Edward began, "I wasn't steaming well. Thomas brought fresh coal to cheer me up. And he felt better at once," beamed Thomas. "I've given him a truck of coal every Christmas since, for his good health." "Which you nearly just put into question," Edward finished, eyeing King. "Those big engines wouldn't deliver it," Thomas flounced. "I had to ensure it got to you. Otherwise I'd..." "Have to admit this Christmas was different?" Edward interjected. Thomas said nothing. He just looked mournfully at his buffers. "Change is strange," Edward mused. "The first Christmas on my branch line seemed daunting, but it wasn't. My new friends made sure it was special, and my old friends still came to visit." "Except me," Thomas pouted. "You had responsibilities," Edward added, "and still do. You have Annie and Clarabelle, and your passengers. Think of the wonderful new traditions you'll make with them this year." Edward paused. "I may not see you as often as Gordon, Henry, or James, but I do love when they moan about you being cheeky," he laughed. "That's what reminds me of you, Thomas. Not a truck of coal. Besides," he finished with a smirk, "a blocked tube was the source of my trouble in those old days." "Wait," Thomas cried. "All this time I've been bringing you coal thinking it made you better." "You were just so pleased with your gift I didn't have the heart to tell you." "Well, you'll get no more, good sidings from me." "Can't understand what Driver means by that, anyhow." "Good tidings, Thomas," Edward chuckled. "It means well wishes. You've given me plenty, and even if this is the last time, I'm still very grateful. Now then," he finished, "you'll help shunt King onto my train, won't you? It'd be a shame to let this coal go to waste." That, of course, put everything right. When all was ready, Edward gave a cheerful peep peep and made for his station. Thomas whistled too, then looked at Annie and Clarabelle and smiled. "Right then, you two. Our first tradition. No more trips with King." Annie and Clarabelle chuckled in delight and knew they'd have a very happy first Christmas.
The moon is out tonight, and the stars are shining bright. Now it's time to rest. It's sleepy time.
Stay tuned. Sofia the First is coming up next on Disney Junior.
If you're looking for adventure under the sea,
Oh, protect us from the sea monster!
you can always count on this cat.
Shiver me whiskers!
He's Quasi the Octonauts lieutenant.
I can't wait to take her out for a little test drive.
He's brave.
Don't worry, little lobster. I'll help ya.
He's adventurous. And he's always ready for action.
Which way now? I say we settle this the pirate way. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a pirate by the toe.
Join Quasi on Disney Junior. Disney Junior invites you to Paris, where you'll meet
Gaspard and Lisa.
Hello, bonjour.
They're best friends.
You want to see what I drew? We were both thinking the same thing.
Who do everything together.
Ta-da!
When something goes wrong, they call it a
catastrophe.
But when they work together to make things right again, it's a
triumph.
Come on, make a play date with Gaspard and Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa. That's what best friends do.
Gaspard and Lisa. Weekend afternoons at 1:30, 12:30 Central on Disney Junior. This holiday season, expect a special delivery.
It's finally morning!
Is it Christmas yet?
Not quite.
It's Disney Junior's Magical Holidays.
My favorite holiday of the year.
Yo-ho, let's snow go!
Every Friday in December, gather your family together
It's so great spending the holiday break with you.
for magical holiday shows with your favorite Disney Junior pets.
Holidays are all about.
And parents, you and your child can go to disneyjunior.com/holiday to create your own holiday cards too.
Santa, here we come.
Ho, ho, ho!
Enjoy the magic of the season together with Disney Junior's Magical Holidays. Starts Friday at 6/5 Central.
It's almost time for bed. Time for a story, time to rest my head. Almost time to close my eyes. It's sleepy time.
Now it's time for Sofia the First on Disney Junior.